join in. All right, thank you guys for coming. I know that it's another time that we're asking you guys to give up your time for us. We'll try to make it quick. For those of you who don't know me, I am Kelly, and me and Sam run the event. Sam will be here in a minute. He's just getting pizza out of the oven for our daughter. So we're going to go through just some logistics for the weekend, some general information. This will be sent out to you guys as a video link after. You guys will be able to rewatch anything if you want to. And I'll also send you just the slides in case there's any information you want to review just by looking at it. So here's the address. Parking is no issue for you guys. There's plenty of parking. I'll show you a map in a moment. Our staff, there's going to be check-in. So for you guys also, Friday night would be preferred. Saturday is crazy, but if you can't, you can come check in Saturday or Sunday morning, depending on what days you guys are working. But that's going to be right inside the main entrance. Some of this stuff was for the athletes, but it also pertains to you guys. So it may just say athletes. But you guys are welcome to hang out on your breaks outside the facility. Just be mindful that there are classes in session in the hallways surrounding the arena. So just let's not just be loud. No tents or anything set up outside. Spectator tickets, you guys obviously don't need spectator tickets. If you're volunteering one day, you can come for free the next day or the day before. Just make sure you wear your bracelet. You're not going to be on a list or anything. So just check in Friday. If you're volunteering only Sunday, but you want to spectate Saturday, you have to come check in Friday or early Saturday morning at the check-in time so that we can get you your bracelet. So you can only do that during the designated check-in times. So here is a map of the facility. You'll see the arrow on the right side. That's the big parking lot.
Keep going.
Um,
Check-in time, they could check in Friday, 5:30, 6:30.
yeah, the check-ins, all the times of check-in are going to come on a slide in a moment.
The
So,
Friday check-in shot.
yep. And then where it's circled is the main entrance. So there's quite a few entrances to the arena. This is going to be the main entrance where our ticket sales booth is and where you guys are going to check in. So any questions on that, you guys have my number, you have Sam's number. Any issues that arise if you're going to be late or if you have to cancel for an emergency, just text us. Email's great, but we probably won't see that right away. So anything pretty much from Thursday on, just text or call us. So this is the schedule. This is kind of the most important thing for you guys here. So Friday night, we are doing check-in 5:30 to 6:30 for staff, athletes. We're highly encouraging it. It just makes our lives easier, your lives easier if you're helping us do check-in in the mornings. So that's Friday night. We do have a handful of people who have volunteered to help us with that on Friday. So thank you to those who are going to come Friday night. Saturday. So 6:15, I already have volunteers for this. I'll always take more. So if you want to come at 6:15, that will be helping me check in staff and then staying to help check in athletes. So if you're coming for the early morning request, then you're going to help check in the staff who get there. Staff, we are asking you guys to come between 6:45 and 7. Please, please do not check in after 7 o'clock. The earlier, the better. We're going to start athlete check-in at 7, and then it's going to get really crazy, especially on Saturday. So 6:45 is preferred, if not Friday night. Doors are going to open at 7 a.m. So nobody's in the arena, in the inner part of the arena before 7. That's when our spectator tickets are going to go on sale. 7 to 7:50 is athlete check-in. So some of you are going to be hanging back and doing athlete check-in, getting them their swag, their shirts, all of that stuff. 7:15, if you are a judge, and I'm going to show you guys your schedules later. You guys from 7:15 to 7:50 are going to do your briefings with your department heads. So we have 2 competition floors running simultaneously for parts of the day. So we're going to have 2 separate judging teams. There we have our judges on with us now. We have Haley Queller is going to be one of our head judges on one of the competition floors, and Lisa is going to be the assistant head judge. So you might be on Haley and Lisa's team. And then we have Manny and Yamaris back with us again this year. Yamaris is going to be one of our other head judges, and Manny is going to be the assistant head judge on her floor. So you're going to be on one of those 2 awesome judging teams. 8 o'clock, all staff except for if you are doing ticket sales booth or any late check-in, as a couple of you who are not going to be at the opening ceremonies, but everybody else, judges, pit crews, we're going to be stopping what we're doing. We're going to be doing the opening ceremonies together. Yeah, we want everybody on the competition floor for that, just to kind of showcase all the awesome people we have working with us this year. And then by 8:20, hopefully that will be finished, if not earlier. As soon as opening ceremonies are done, we want you guys to your assigned locations. And then 8:30, all the workouts start on Saturday. All the teams should be done by about 2 for the day. They are a 2-day event, so they're finishing early on Saturday. By about 6 o'clock, we should be doing the individuals podium ceremony, and then we're going to be done for Saturday. We do have to turn over the competition floors Saturday night. So we ask that we just kind of all chip in at that. It happens so fast. Everything can be done super quick if everybody participates. So please don't just run out. If you give us 15, 20 minutes after the podium, we can have everything turned over for the next day. We are also going to be doing just like a little staff appreciation on Saturday night. We're going to order some pizza for those who can stay. We have
Something sweet.
some sweets for you guys from one of our vendors. So if you guys are able to and you want to stay, we're just going to try to get the pizza there right after.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, but we just want to make sure that you guys are fed after a long day. We will be providing lunch for you guys each of the days as well. So that's something that you guys can count on, but there's plenty of food if you guys want to bring money and kind of do your own thing too. Sunday is going to be very, very similar. 6:30, it's a little bit later. I have my early staff arriving 6:45 to 7. So if you are coming back as a 2-day staffer, just check in at the check-in table so we can just check off that you are there again, that we're not missing anybody, that something didn't happen or we didn't hear from somebody. So just check in, but everybody else, if it's your first day, you got to get all your stuff. It's very similar. So 7 a.m. doors open, 7 to 7:30. This is a much quieter athlete check-in. We are only checking in our pairs, which is about 37 teams. 7:15 to 7:50, again, judges briefing. We're not doing an opening ceremony Sunday. So 7:50, everybody's going to go where they need to be. 8 o'clock, the workouts begin. And then we have our pairs and teams podium and then cleanup. So same thing for Sunday.
This one, everyone will brief together.
Okay. All right. So that's the overall schedule for the weekend. So again, some basic stuff I want to go over with you guys before we get into the nitty gritty. So there's a locker room. If you guys have anything that you want to make sure is locked up for the weekend, something that's safe, bring your own lock and you guys have access to the locker room. We do have a staff lounge. It is like a separate classroom, essentially. The doors will be closed, but it is not locked or monitored. So any valuables, I suggest using the locker. And that's not really for you guys. The next one, sorry. So Sam and I are the event director.
We'll also have
this
areas-
is actually wrong now.
We also will have an area behind one of the competition floors where you guys can eat and put stuff there as well, like drinks and stuff like that.
This I went over before, but it's actually wrong. Manny is going to be one of our assistant head judges. Yamaris is our head judge. Haley is the other head judge. And we'll have Brian probably at the score table. So any scoring questions go straight to our head judges, and then the head judges can go coordinate with Brian for any issues as well. Some of the roles that you guys are potentially going to be in, we're going to have our morning athlete check-in staff, which I kind of went over. We have ticket sales at the front door, just collecting money, running credit cards, selling some old t-shirts and things like that. We have our facility management roles. So basically just checking tickets at the door, monitoring like athlete only areas, but I'll let you know where you're going to be. Judges, pit crew. Our pit crew basically is our turnover crew between workouts, setting up the competition floors, resetting things where they need to be. And then we have our onboarders. That's a handful of you, and I will go over that with you guys after. And then scoring is going to be Brian. So that's simple this year. Your personal schedules, this is not, they have not been emailed to you yet. They will be emailed to you. I will show you what that looks like and I will go over that with you. So I suggest either you print it out or you write down your schedule of where you are supposed to be and when. They are subject to change, but if there's any changes, then I will definitely let you know. For certain things like door, if you're standing on the door or you're selling tickets, please don't leave until someone relieves you. Don't leave like the ticket sales booth unattended or the door is unattended. We need those things monitored. So I'm not going to go through that. So if you have questions about spectator tickets, basically we can do pre-purchase up until I think tomorrow night, or they can be purchased at the door. There's going to be two lines, one for people who've pre-purchased, one who are purchasing there. For everybody, this is important if you're monitoring anything. Everybody must wear a bracelet. So you guys, I think I said bracelets for you before. You don't get bracelets. You have your shirts, you're fine. But all athletes and spectators must have their bracelets. They're going to be color coded. So if you're working any of these jobs, I will show you what that is, but you cannot enter without a bracelet. And then we have a student rate for college students, and then we're not charging children under the age of 12. So if you have friends or family coming, that's just stuff that you may want. Um, so if you're helping with check-in, again, I'll just kind of breezing through some of this right now. All athletes are getting their shirts and their swag bags, no exchanging of sizes. One team member can check in for the whole team. Bracelets must be worn. Photo packages, if anybody asks you guys about photo packages, they have to visit Will. He is the designated photographer and videographer. So everything goes to him. And then that's not important for you guys. All right, I'm not going through this right now because a lot of this is very specific to one person. So I will go through that with them. Judges. So again, this is not updated. I'm so sorry I missed this, but Yamaris and Haley are head judges, and the assistant head judges are going to be there for if you are judging, then you have them as resources. You go to them with any questions or concerns, review all the standards, review the workouts, make sure you're familiar, reach out ahead of time if you have any questions.
So, can I say something?
Yeah.
So we have an amazing group of judges, and I know there's a bunch of people that maybe are on this call and not on this call that I asked to judge, and may have not had as much experience as some of the other judges. We have judges coming to this event who have judged brand new judges, and then we have judges that have gone to the games, Wodapalooza, Rogue. And we are very strategic about how we spread this out. So there is not a judge team and a B judge team. There's two judge teams that are split, and these people that have judged before, they're going to be there to support you. You know, they'll actually probably be to your left and right if you've never judged before. We have the assistant judge and the head judge walking around to kind of make sure you're kind of following the form, the standard that we try to stay uniform for. So if you're new to judging, there's going to be a lot of resources and a lot of support there. So if you're unsure, ask the person to the left of you, ask the person to the right of you. Manny, Maris, Haley, myself, we've been doing this for a very long time. We'll make sure that you're very, very prepared. So I just want to say thank you to all the people that did agree to judge who have never done that before.
Before we go any further, I think it's probably important for me to show you guys, I'm trying to resume my share.
Our brain.
The schedule so you kind of know what you're doing. I don't know why this is not letting me switch.
You hit the share button.
I am.
You're hitting the pause button.
I'm hitting resume.
Resume
Share.
what? You want to
I'm
resume?
sorry. I got
You
you.
want to
I
record
got
that?
you.
You want to record that?
I'm trying.
Resume.
I'm trying.
Okay. Sorry.
See, it's not working.
Hit share. Yeah, and then now click that.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Okay. All right. I got it, guys. I have trouble with this sometimes. So let me take a second and explain this to you guys. It will make more sense. Right here on the left side of the screen is our floor A. So team A is on competition floor A. That's Yamaris's team. So you have Yamaris as your head judge, Manny as your assistant judge, and everybody else below is judges. This is not necessarily what lane you're in. They will take care of your exact placement the day of. And here's our pit crew for floor A. So you can see we're a little light in the morning. Floor A on Saturday is done by 2 o'clock. So at 2 o'clock, anyone who's highlighted in yellow from floor A is going to move over here to this column, you see, and then we have our pit crew also moving over, and we're going to support floor B. Floor B, you guys are doing the pool in the morning. So the first workout for this judging team here and this pit crew is going to be the pool. And then you guys are going to move to floor B for the rest of the day. You will have reinforcements, this whole group over here after 2 o'clock. So then your head judges will start giving you guys breaks and rotating things around there. So you'll have some time on and off the floor. If you are on team A and you have this note here till 2 o'clock with an asterisk, that means I have you moving somewhere else other than your current role after 2 o'clock. So I have some people over here after 2 o'clock going to ticket sales. I have people working the front door. I have some people down here helping me set up the podium for later in the day. Um, you can see your names are all down here. Also at the bottom of this spreadsheet, you're going to see our early check-in people until 7:30 when you have to go to your judge's briefing. That's actually 7:15. I have to update that. Before I send it to you, I will. And then we have our friends over here doing athlete check-in for later and then going to where they need to be at 8:10. So it's a little confusing, but if you look at the times next to it, you'll kind of figure out the order of what you have to do for the day. Our onboarders, Robin, Diana, I know you've done it a million times. Karen, I know you're familiar. Robin, I will go over your responsibilities with you that morning or when you check in. Diana and Karen can also kind of coach you as what to do because they've done it both for me before. So any questions on Saturday? If you're scheduled for Saturday to volunteer and you don't see your name, please let me know. You guys can also message in the chat. Sam's monitoring the chat. So this is going to come out to you guys. Questions? No.
The question was pool, question mark.
Team, yes, there's a pool workout. If you are judging, then you are going to be judging in the pool.
And
It's
so, yeah, and so
it's an indoor, it's
yeah.
an indoor pool, just outside, well, inside, but just outside the arena, the main arena. So it's, 20 feet from the door of the arena.
So the pool workout, like so Luann, it will actually be done and cleaned up by the time you get there. But in regards to
We're
the
gonna
pool,
we're gonna go over the standard.
yeah, so there's no specific attire to that. You're not
Oh.
going to be in the pool. So the judging will be done from outside of the pool. And well, we're actually in there for an hour and then we're out.
It's very short. It's only our RX teams of 4 who will be swimming. It's one workout, 3 heats, I think we're down to now. 4 heats,
Great.
something like that. So it's very quick. All right, so I'm going to switch to Sunday. Like I said, I will send this out to you.
Pro tip, put granola bars and protein bars in your pockets, as we will do breaks. But if you're anything like me, slamming a bar here and there is very helpful. We'll have snacks around and stuff like that, but definitely have snacks.
All right, so now it's kind of the opposite in terms of which floor is busier on day 2. So this is Sunday. Again, we have Team A, Yamaris and Manny's team. Here are our judges here, and our pit crew down here. Haley's team on this side is only judging one workout from about 9:15 to 10 o'clock. So this is Haley's judging team and Haley's pit crew team. So in the morning when you're early, so we don't start here till about 8:45, you guys can kind of support floor A, but at 8:45, you're going to meet with Haley and Lisa. You guys are going to do your briefing. And then you guys are just running this floor from about 9:15 to 10. After that, you're going to go over here after 10 o'clock. So now it's kind of opposite what it looked on Saturday's paper. Everybody who's yellow or highlighted in gray is going to continue judging. Everybody else who's in white is going to have a different role. So
Fair warning, if you did work Saturday and you are working Sunday, Sunday is going to feel like a day off compared.
Right.
Saturday is a bit intense from until 2 p.m., but Sunday is going to be a little bit less of that.
So you're going to, a lot of you guys are going to come and do pit crew support. We do need a lot of bodies with pit crew. As much as it's a lighter day, there is a lot of moving around of equipment with the worms and breaking down and creating 2-person worms. So that's why we are so heavy on pit crew here. Again, at the bottom, I have some of you guys doing some early rolls, ticket sales, front door. So front door just means you're monitoring tickets. So I do have some of you guys bouncing around a little bit. So like I said, please write down your times. I'll have a copy of this. I will email this to you. But I just want you guys to take a look at it now. If you have any major questions, if you volunteered for early check-in, if you're done at 7 or 7:30, it's because you have somewhere else you need to be. So please, if you have any concerns or you see anything funky with your schedule, just email me like tonight or tomorrow, and I will make sure that we clear it up for you. And I will have this printed for myself, but I ask that you guys write it down so you know where you have to be. So now that you guys know who's going to be a judge and who is going to be doing other jobs, I kind of want to go back to here now. That way it's kind of more relevant to you guys. So for our judges, scoring, scorecards are going to be handed out at the end of each division. So your head judge will give, I'm sorry, I'm taking this back. This is wrong again. I apologize. Our onboarders who are loading our athletes onto the floor are going to hand the athletes their scorecards. So when your athlete walks onto the competition floor, they are going to hand you their scorecard. Their name or team name should already be written on it. Their lane number, heat number, all of that should be filled out by my onboarders. That's Robin, Diana, Karen. Like I said, you guys, I will go over this with you in detail. When you get it as a judge, write your name, or your judges may give you guys numbers. However, you need to notate that this is your scorecard and you're the judge. We need to do that in case we have any questions. At the completion of the workout, they have to sign that scorecard. If it's a team of four or a pair, one person is responsible. So before they leave their lane, you need that signature. You can use whatever scoring notations you want. You can use tallies, numbers. I don't care what you do, as long as if I come to you with a problem, you're able to read your handwriting and you're able to understand what you wrote. Hours later, after filling out hundreds of scorecards, you can tell me what it is on that scorecard that you wrote. Yeah.
So I'm answering a question on the chat. So the person wants to know if they can check in Saturday if they're working Sunday, and that's fine, and absolutely we'll do that. But what I would like you to do is if you are working
Sunday.
Sunday and you want to be there as a spectator Saturday, is do get the bracelet from the ticketing venue. Just show them your shirt and be like, I'm just not doing it today, and then don't wear the shirt during the day because I'll come up to you and ask you to do something or
Right.
so
That's a
just
good point.
to
Yeah.
avoid that confusion. Or if you're judging Saturday or volunteering Saturday and you're joining us as a spectator Sunday, just make sure to get a bracelet for Sunday.
Right. And we'll make sure to let our ticketing people know that. Good point. So if you're coming on your day off from volunteering, you will need a bracelet. But we'll just work with you guys to do that.
So Yamaris also said she wants to know everyone to know that judges will have judge numbers. You could also chime in if you want. Judges will have judge numbers that we will give them Saturday morning, and they will write that on the scorecard. During our briefing, judges will be told how to fill out the scorecard.
Right. So I give you guys generic information, overall information, and then they will dive more into the scorecards with you guys at your briefings. They'll show you what they look like. I have some samples here as well. But yeah, so they are going to give you guys a number. I thought that was the case because they run the show on the floors, not us. So the completed scorecards are going to be collected by the head judge. And then the signed scorecard is going to be the final score. So if anybody has any questions, that's it. You guys are all going to have a stopwatch as a backup in case there's a clock malfunction. Your head judges will go over that with you as well. Be confident, call those no reps loud, make sure that, with all the music and the cheering that your athlete can hear you, use hand signals. That way they know what's going on. Our judging just needs to be consistent. So like I said, any questions, if you're unclear, just ask. They're all here to help you. When you're done judging, if you're coming off the floor, please pass off your stopwatches. I don't have a ton of extra. So just make sure that I'm going to have a table for you guys on the side of the competition floor. So if you're not passing it off to someone, then put it on the table. That way we have stopwatches for everybody. All right, so here's just two examples of the scorecards. These are from last year, so don't freak out that they look different. It's just different workouts from last year, but just a general idea so you know what you're looking at with the scorecards. Like I said, your head judges will go over the scorecards with you for each workout so you know exactly what's expected and how to fill it out. These are our floor plans. So if you are working as a pit crew member, I have this printed up. It's basically going to give you like a schematic of the floors and how it should be set up. Obviously, only one lane is set up on mine, but they're all going to be identical. The workout is written on the side if you want to double check anything or if you have any questions. This is where all the equipment should be and how it should be set up when you're turning the floors over. If it's anything with weight. So like, for example, the bottom right, those are little dumbbells that I drew on the computer. The weights are written on the side for the workout. So you know exactly, okay, we're doing RX or we're doing scaled. These are the dumbbells that need to be there. If there's a barbell workout, I actually have on the following page. And again, I'll show you that weekend. But on the following page is a breakdown of exactly what plates should go on each and every barbell. So you see a barbell in the bottom right. If you turned the page past this map, you would see a breakdown of what plates go on the men's bar and what goes on the women's bar. I try to make it as simple as possible for you guys so there's not much thinking in the chaos.
Thinking is best to happen before you have to do what you have to do. So if you're working the pit crew, obviously resetting the workouts is going to become routine heat after heat. You're resetting the equipment into the right spot, reloading whatever needs to be reloaded. But before the next workout's going to come, you're going to have a list of things. So while the workouts are going on is the time for you to discuss amongst yourself. All right, as soon as gets done, we're going to go right into the floor. We're going to do this, that, that, and that. So that way you're kind of mentally doing the work in your head, and then you can get on the floor and you can do it pretty quick and efficiently.
I am going to try to appoint one person to kind of be the in person in charge for each pit crew. So that way somebody has the map and can kind of call out what needs to be done. Jennifer, to answer your question, yes, every volunteer is going to get a shirt. If you are volunteering 2 days, then you will get 2 shirts. So you don't have to wear a sweaty shirt the following day. They are the same, but and if you registered to volunteer early enough, which was back before the beginning of, I think, September, then you'll also get your sneakers when you guys check in as well.
Which you're encouraged but not required to wear.
Yes, Karen asked if she can pick up her shirt Friday. Yeah, if you guys come to check in Friday night, you're gonna get all your stuff Friday night.
And then you don't have to be there until 7:15 for your first briefing.
Unless you're helping out with something else.
Unless you're helping out for something else, but which gets you a little bit.
Some of you guys are scheduled at 7 o'clock, so just check your schedule before you listen to Sam. Before I go into the rule books,
don't listen to me.
Before I go into the rule books, which is going to be going more into the workouts and the standards, I just want to
5:30 to 6:30 Friday night is the check-in, just to be clear about that.
Okay. I'm going to skip the rule books for 1 minute because that way anyone who's not judging can go and we can just go over. So here's the floor map. So remind me, judges, when we're done, I want to make sure that we go back to this. This is some changes that we had put out into the rule books since we first put it out, but the actual rule books we have that I'm going to show you are updated. Lunch is going to be provided both Saturday and Sunday. Soul Bowl is coming as one of our food vendors. So they have the acai bowls and they have smoothies. So they are offering 10% off meals for you guys if you want to get something from there. We have that dessert Saturday. We say it says afternoon, but really nighttime. We're going to do the pizza at night, which is also not on here. One of our clothing apparels, LRX, is also going to give a 10% discount at their booth for volunteers. All of these, just wear your shirt and let them know you're looking for the volunteer discount. Paper Street Coffee is coming and serving coffee. You guys are going to get free regular coffee, free regular hot coffee from them until 12 o'clock each day, and then discounts on any of their specialty coffee. So if you need to be caffeinated, definitely stop by there before 12 and you guys can get free coffee. Just bring a lock, bring water. I mean, we're going to have waters. We're going to have snacks on the side. We're going to do the lunches. I have some Gatorades and stuff, but just bring some water bottles and things like that, just so you guys are prepared. If there's any food you really like to have, bring it. Just because, if you guys get hungry, we don't know how long our food's going to last. And then just tagging. And, if you guys get any of the swag or anything that you guys do at the event with anything from our sponsors, like the pretzels Sam's eating, just tag us, tag the company, because really we work really hard to try to get products for you guys. Like even the Reebok sneakers are donated by Reebok. And the way we can keep these relationships is by them seeing that, we're utilizing their products and that our athletes and staff are enjoying them. So any questions that are not related to the workouts or standards or things like that? Okay, so when this is over, I'm going to send out a link for the recording. I'm going to send out the slides, and I'm also going to send out a copy of that schedule. Like I said, any questions on the schedule, please get back to me as soon as possible. Starting Thursday, Sam and I are pretty much non-existent. So preferably before Thursday. Otherwise, we will get back to you. It may not be as quick as we normally do. So everyone else is free to go. Judges, hang back for a little while. We want to just go through. So if you are scheduled to judge at all, we are going to move on to that. Everyone else, thank you for coming, and email or text us if you have any questions. All right, judges. So the rule books can be found on our website. So it's fftfcompetitions.com. So you're going to go there. See, it keeps doing that. Pausing my screen share. Let's see.
No, Taylor, you were not. You're going to be our
Well, why don't you
liaison.
read it out loud?
Taylor Lewis asked if she's going to be judging.
Okay.
So
All right. So if you go to our website for judges, you're going to go to the workout tab. I think you guys can see this, right? Okay. Can you guys see everything, Sam? Or you're not seeing it all?
uh
No.
looks like I just see you.
Oh, it's up there, which is really weird. All right, guys. Sorry. Give me 1 second because I'm really, really bad at this. Let's stop
I just see your
sharing for a minute.
toolbar. Hold on a
Oh,
second. What are you doing?
I stopped sharing for a
Hit the
second.
share.
I was. There
And
we
then go to
go.
that.
Yeah, didn't work when I did it before. He likes to pretend like he knows what he's doing. Let's see, guys. All right. So then we're going to go to the workout tab on here. What?
Yes.
And then which one do you want to do first?
Okay.
Do Indy first?
Sure.
All right. So Saturday is going to be Indy. We're going to spend a little time going through these, but we would love for you guys to kind of take some time to look at them on your own as well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through, this is individual.
I said Indy.
Okay. So I'm just going to go through them. I'm going to not go crazy with the standards, but I am going to discuss the workouts, leave it open for questions. The judges are going to reinforce this when they do their briefings, and then I'm going to reinforce it one last time before the workout starts with you guys, and I'll be talking to the athletes as well. The first workout, which I'm not going to read, is this. Okay, this is a very straightforward workout and pretty easy to judge. Um, the RX athletes will be doing chest bars, while the masters and the intermediates will be doing toes to bar. You have your wall balls into your burpees, then it goes to the calorie, and then it goes back down the competition floor the same way they came up, down to the burpees, to the wall balls, to the chest to bar, and they cross their finish line. Um, the traditional kind of waterfall kind of thing. The standards are very clear in these regards to all the movements above. Really, the points of emphasis that I'm going to discuss with you guys now. Is the burpees over the line. So what we're looking for to be very specific with that movement. Their hands cannot touch the line when they do the burpee. The line will be on the floor. They must be perpendicular to that line. So if they're not, that is considered a no rep. The chest obviously have to touch the floor. With our burpees, we do with this burpee, we are not judging whether they do a 2 foot takeover, take off, or jump over the line. We don't care at all how they get from one side of the line to the other. Okay, so if they want to do a somersault or cartwheel, it really doesn't matter. The main emphasis on this movement is the proper burpee, which is the chest sitting floor with the hands behind the line and perpendicular to that line. Okay. So that's really the main thing for that workout. I'm like I said, I'm not going to go into the standards for the movements. They're in the rule book. If you don't know them, I'm happy to go over them with you further. If you have questions, let me know. You're monitoring the chat?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
monitoring the chat. Any
Then
questions?
I'll keep
Like
going.
if you guys have reviewed this or you're not sure, just shoot a message in the chat and
When
I'll
I
talk to
program
them.
these workouts, I'm very, try to be very judge friendly. Um,
Step over
Step
are
overs,
fine.
however you want to get to the side of the line is fine. Um,
We're gonna go on two.
yep.
Okay.
Okay. So for this workout, this is our lifting style workout. It says AMRAP 6 minutes, but there is a work to rest ratio here. The timer will go beep. They'll start with their 30 double unders, or for the intermediate athletes, their 20 lateral jumps. They will then complete 4 hang squat cleans and then max jerks with the rest of the time remaining in that 1 minute. That weightlifting portion does not need to be unbroken, and then they will have that 1 minute rest. They will do that again from 2 to 3. They will have that 1 minute rest. And here's an important part for you guys. In the last section of that, they will have a 4 to 6 minute time range to complete as many jerks as possible. So what's going to happen on the clock, because how clocks work, is it's going to be a 1 minute on, 1 minute off ratio. So there will be a beep, which you probably won't hear anyway, but Cam and Joe, our MCs, will know that at that 1 minute beep, which will be at 5 minutes, the athletes have to continue to work for that next minute. And they will be told that, they have been told that, and they will be told that again and again and again.
So really they're working during what the clock is going to show as a rest period.
Okay. And as our head judges know, we always have to, when we do workouts like this, we always have to do an extra set after this. Otherwise, they won't put that rest one on the last one. So you do on and off 1 minute for 4 rounds. So points of emphasis for this one. I asked the athletes to not have the ropes in their hand at the beginning of their minute. I feel like that's going to be helpful um, more in the teams workout because it will give you guys a second really to have your eyes on the athlete before they start jumping rope. Um,
But this is for Indy. I'm just saying.
this is for
Yeah.
Indy. At the 1 minute mark, the athlete is responsible for changing their own weight. The weight will be there. The weight changes are very simple. A minute is plenty time. They have to get their clips back on. You're not going to help them with that. But you can remind them if you want what plate they have to use or what weight they have, but they
And
should.
please double check. You are responsible for double checking that weight. Because we need to make sure they're lifting the right weight.
Again, at the 4 minute mark, they'll have 2 minutes to complete the work. We spoke about the clock. Ropes on the floor. Something that you will see, I guarantee you, you will see it. People will squat clean the first hang squat clean. It happens all the time. If you've ever done the workout DT, you're just kind of out of habit. You do a power clean, right? For a hang squat clean to count, the movement must be deadlifted up, must pause there, and then they must re-hang to start the position. So if you have any confusion on that, I will show you guys what I mean by that before the workout. Um, but that's you will see that. I promise you'll see someone pick it up and just squat clean the first one. For the lateral jumps over the bar, unlike the burpees in the first workout, these are a 2 foot and a 2 foot takeoff and landing. These are a bounded lateral jump over the bar. And the reason I program it like this is to simulate jumping rope. You would never jump rope one at a time. This is the same thing. This is not a fun movement to do. Very cardio.
I did not note it on the rule book like I usually do, but the lateral jumps over the bar, if you look here, are just for our intermediate division instead of the double unders. Usually I note it in the standards, but I missed that one.
Any questions for that workout? Let's keep moving then. Workout 3 is a long one and it's kind of a grindy one. So you have your 30 double dumbbell deadlifts, you have your 30 double dumbbell box step overs, and then you have your 160-foot bear hug sandbag carries, and then the reps decrease, but the bear hugs sandbag carries stay the same. The floors all day long are going to be set up whenever you have a shuttle run, a sandbag carry, anything like that, are going to have a 40-foot increment tape line. So this will be done 40 foot down, down, back. Right? I got that right? Yeah. 4 times. Yeah. So down will be 40, back will be 80, down will be 120, back will be 160. So my points of emphasis for this are really going to be to not let the people cheat the double dumbbell deadlifts. So that looks for an extension in the hips, as well as the knees, the shoulders are all in line. You'll see people cheat the shoulders forward or keep the hips slightly bent. We're going to get rid of that very quickly by calling a quick, no rep, and I promise you they'll adjust very quickly there. They can rest the dumbbells on the box if they want, any of that stuff like that. That's all in the rule book. Other than that, that's just a long, painful workout for them. Any questions on that one?
With the sandbag, is it both feet over the line or the bag over the line?
It's both feet over the line. It's a great question. If they drop the bag and it falls over the line and they didn't finish it, they actually have to pick it up and kind of step back and step forward. So that's a good call there. Any other questions on that?
Do you have it on there about the sandbag? If they drop it halfway, they can pick it back up?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be unbroken, the 40-foot segments. If they drop it where they are, they could pick it back up from where they are.
Yeah, it's something just important to note that if they do drop the sandbag, they can just pick it up and continue. But obviously, we have to just be mindful that they're not like throwing it forward.
Right. We have sandbag carries, sandbag lunges in other places. None of it's unbroken. No 40-foot segments are unbroken. We'll learn that mistake.
All right, let's keep chugging along. Throw any questions in the chat. Even if you have to go backwards, we will.
Okay.
This is the final.
The final workout. So this is a super fast, but I made it heavy enough so that way hopefully they don't skim the reps. It starts with 30 ski, 20 thrusters, 10 sandbag cleans, and then 40-foot, which is one way down, sandbag walking lunge. Okay. This workout is very straightforward. As it is fast, you'll see people try to cheat the thrusters, which means they won't get fully extended at the top. But it's heavy enough that you kind of have to. The sandbag clean, what we look for is that there is control on the shoulder and the non-working hand comes off the body and extends. It doesn't have to be all the way out. It could be at their side, but we're just looking for extension and a moment of control. If it falls shortly after that, that's fine. They can drop it over their back after that point. They can drop it down to the floor. But we do look for that control on the shoulder. And the sandbag walking lunges can be held in any position. We're looking for the knee to make contact with the floor and both feet to cross over the line when they're done, and then they run to the finish line. Um, their legs are in pain after that. Any question on that?
So Indy is all Saturday. They will be done Saturday. So if you're judging Saturday, you will be judging some of these, if not all of these events.
And those workouts are very straightforward in regards to judging.
We're going to move on to the teams workouts next, which is also Saturday. So the reason I'm doing it in this order is if you are just the Saturday judge, when we get through team workout 3, you guys can hop off. And then we can continue with our friends who are going to be here for Sunday.
Okay.
Teams are a lot trickier, so I apologize in advance.
So teams are trickier in just because of there's 4 people working at one time.
Yes, Kathleen, being a beginner judge, yes, the head judges are going to be there for support. So if you have any concerns, especially like if there's a workout coming where you're worried, give them the heads up. They
Give
are,
them the heads up at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
Haley, Yamaris, I'm a new judge. They're gonna be like, okay, you go next to SS. He's gonna help you out all day. Like, and you'll watch and you'll see that they got you. I promise you, you're in great hands.
and don't hesitate to ask questions. That's all.
The teams workouts inherently are harder to judge because there's more moving pieces, and I tried my best this year to eliminate that. So I'm going to go right into the first one, which is the pool workout, which is only for the RX teams. Okay. The scaled workout is a very similar format. So if you're going to be judging that one, listen to both of these. So the way this works with an 11-minute time cap, at the count of 3, 2, 1, the female pairs are both going to enter the pool. Both female A and female B will enter pretty much at the same time. One can jump in and then the other one can follow right behind if they feel more comfortable with that. They have to swim a total of 100 meters. The length of the pool, and this is really important because we had a typo before that said 200, so I need you guys to be on point with this. The length of the pool is 25 meters. So they have to go down and back, down and back. They can split that however they want with the 2 females, but they can obviously only switch at the back. Okay? One female can swim the entire down and back if she likes. But if that's the case, the other female has to be in the pool waiting. And there's a reason I'm doing this. So that's how the swim is going to work. Down, touch, down, touch, down, touch, down, touch. They could switch as desired. Once that female has completed their 100-meter swim, you have to kind of shift a little bit and make sure the men stop skiing. Because what they're going to do is they're going to try to quickly keep going and accumulate as many calories as possible. Because at 3, 2, 1, I didn't mention this. At 3, 2, 1, the guys are going to be skiing on the rower.
Nope.
Skiing on the skier. And they will be working towards accumulating their 200 calories. Okay? Once the women finish, they will get out of the pool. Once the women are out of the pool, the men can enter the pool, and the women will continue on the skier towards that 200. The men will proceed their swim in the same fashion, and once they're finished with their 100 meters, split as desired, they can then get out of the pool. One partner cannot get out of the pool until they're both done, and then they may join their females on the same one skier until 200 calories is completed. Once 200 calories is completed, the workout is over.
Once all the swimming is done and the 4 athletes are out of the pool, they can rotate however they want to finish that ski. Like Sam mentioned, I just want to emphasize, we did notify all the athletes that there was a typo. It did say that each pair had to swim 200 meters. It was wrong, but people don't read emails, people don't listen. So if somebody says something, just know that you guys are right. It's 100.
And I will tell them before each and every
Right.
heat.
It's just people don't like to listen.
My points of emphasis here on this workout, I'll go over it again just because I kind of went off the top of my head, but I'm going to go through what I've highlighted on here. Once the male pair finishes their swim, they're joining, and all 4 people can split up on that skier as much as they desire. The workout is done once the 200 calories have been completed. There is a penalty if they don't finish their swim, but I programmed it that everyone will finish their swim. But if you need to know the penalty, we'll figure that out later. Both partners must enter the pool at the same time, even if one chooses to not complete the swim. They can stand there on the kind of hold on to the wall the whole time if they want. Athletes cannot exit the pool until the last athlete has touched the wall on their final 50-meter swim for a total of 100. Males can only enter the pool after both females have exited. Now, if that happens, it happens. We're not going to penalize it, but we're doing that for safety. So I'm going to tell the athletes that as well. Wait for the females to get out, then you can jump in. I don't want people jumping over others. As soon as the females finish, the men have to stop skiing. Now you're going to see the same format with scale. Can you scroll down? With the scaled version of this. Promise you, they're not all as painful. They're actually kind of all as painful.
Rough, sorry.
The scale format is very similar, right? So at 3, 2, 1, the females are going to start their wall balls. I don't know why I'm using quotes, but that's kind of like the swim. They can switch as desired throughout the whole 100. If they want to go 1, 1, 1, 1, that's fine. They want to do 10, 10. So that's a different format. Once the women, and while this is happening, the men are rowing. Once the women are finished with the 100 wall balls, I want you to walk over to that rower, tell the men to stop rowing. I don't want the women to slowly walk over and the men to just churn out calories. Tell the
It
men.
doesn't have to be like the moment they're done, but just get there and tell them you have to stop rowing.
The men get off, they go to do their 100 wall balls. You go with them, the women start rowing. You have your head judges and your lead judge, your assistant judges, kind of keeping an eye on the rowers. So you don't have to keep an eye on both. You count your wall balls, 100. Once they've completed their 100, the men can rejoin the women on the rower and they can switch as desired to accumulate 200 calories.
Same
The
concept.
workout ends at the 200 calories. There is no crossing of the finish line in either of these workouts. End scene. How'd I do? Any questions? I know it's complicated. Your team will reinforce it that day, and I will reinforce it with the athletes so that they know what they're supposed to do. Workout 2 is similar to workout 1 for the individuals.
Sorry, for the swim. Women are considered done when they touch the wall. So while they're getting out, no one skis. Is that the question? That's the question.
That's what I'm trying to have happen.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So Lisa, we're trying to make that the goal. So again, it's loud, it's echoey in there.
So on the swim, when the woman comes back, she touches the wall, you turn to the ski, say, all right, guys, off. When you're on the scaled workout, they finish the wall balls, you walk over the row, all right, guys, off. And it's kind of, that's how we're trying to get the flow to happen.
It's not going to be a perfect timed thing, just because of noise and visibility. But yes, for the most part, that's the goal.
Because men can typically churn out more calories than the women, so I don't want them to sit there and be like, all right, let me get another 45 seconds in before we actually switch. Okay, so this next workout is similar to event 2 for the individuals. The way it's going to format is on a 1 minute on clock. It's going to be 1 minute on, 1 minute on, 1 minute on, and EMOM style. The first minute, female A is going to complete her 30 double unders, 4 hang squat cleans, max jerks. In the second minute, female B will do it. So there's no switching of the weight there. Female B will be waiting at the rope. She's not allowed to pick up the rope until that 1 minute hits. Minute 2, this is where the magic happens, right? While female A is doing her double unders, her team, preferably the male, are responsible from taking the bar from 125 to 140. A very easy change, throwing on 5s and 2.5s on each side. That's their responsibility. It takes about 22 seconds to do 30 double unders. They have about 22 seconds to get that done. Female B, there's no weight change. At the 4 minute mark, there's a 1 minute cool down. Okay. The way we actually have it now, it was programmed that they would have to strip the weights and all that stuff like that. That does not need to happen. They do not need to strip the weights. The male bar will be loaded, ready to go. Male A will do his first weight. He'll be waiting at the jump rope, not holding it. Male B will do the same weight. At the 7 minute mark, the females are now responsible to throw on 10s onto that barbell while male A is completing his double unders. The transition here from male A to male B is what you need to be locked in on, because it goes right into the double under. So you need to position yourself in a way where you're able to see the person lifting and you're quickly going to be able to go see the person doing the double unders, which will be right behind it. And this is why I said they can't have the rope in their hand, was that will give you the time that they're picking it up is the time that you go from there to there. You also have to write down the number of jerks that the person completed. So it's a little bit to it.
This is going to be the trickiest part, I think, for the judging day is you guys being able to, because I know counting double unders is super tricky. And then you guys have to log that weight. So it just be aware as you're kind of going that it's a very quick moment of transition in your attention and your focus.
It's a tough one.
I told him not to do it, but you can blame Sam.
You guys can do it. I am confident. They've done worse.
All right.
Okay.
Questions?
Points of
Oh, I apologize.
points of emphasis for this. They cannot pick the rope. If you see them already started, if you don't see the reps being completed, they're not completed. Okay. I don't care if they said, well, I've already done three. You had the rope in your hand or whatever it is, that's theirs.
Sam's also going to emphasize to the athletes at their briefings that they need to also be responsible to make sure that the judge is watching them when they start their double unders because of this quick transition. Hold on. When do they add the weight?
So they will add the weight
That was a question from the chat.
after female 2 is completed at at the 2 minute mark. A female B at the 2 minute mark, they will add the weight. And then
So while female A is doing here, so basically A and B are doing the same weight. So at this 2 minute mark, when female A starts her double unders here, the remaining teammates are going to be able to start loading the bar up.
the bonus of this is only happening for RX. I should have mentioned that
Yeah.
early. So so that's only happening for the few divisions for RX. For scale teams, there's no change of weights. So you could take a sigh of deep breath and know that. But there is that it will go right at one into another, right at one into another, one into another.
For the scale teams, they are not doing double unders. They are doing that lateral jump over the bar.
My point of emphasis are the same as from before.
Okay. Any other questions on here? It's two separate bars for A and B? No. So it's going to be like a back and forth. So if I'm female A, and let's pretend Sam's female B, I'm going to go 30 double unders, 4 hang squat cleans, and my max jerks. When the clock hits 1 minute, I drop the bar. Sam will pick up his rope or her rope in this scenario, and they're going to do 30 double unders, the 4 hang squat cleans, and the max jerks.
Can you show them the floor plan?
No, not at this moment, and I'll mess it all up. So then, as soon as he's done, I'm going to pick up, 2 minutes, my rope to do double unders. While I'm doing my next round of double unders, then they're going to load my bar to 140. Doesn't loading the bar bite into minute 2. Yeah, I'm going to be jumping rope at minute 2 while my team is loading the bar so they can help me because I have 3 other people. If they're not done fast enough, if I do double unders really fast and they're slow, yeah, it's going to eat into my time on the bar. But that's my team member's responsibility. And that's just kind of part of the workout. So they have to work together to kind of make sure that they're efficient. All right. Any questions? Any more on workout 2?
When you guys get there, this workout is going to be set up. Who was first on this one? Team or individuals?
I don't know. I have to look. I can't. Everything's a blur to me at the moment.
Pretty sure it's teams. I'm pretty sure the teams go first on this workout. So the floor will be set up and you'll kind of be able to get a feel for it. And we can kind of run through it once together if you want.
All right. Keep chugging along. I know it's getting late. I promise. After this, we have pairs, and that's much faster than teams. I promise.
Okay. This next workout is very easy to judge. Okay. So you have 60 synchro toes to bar, paired toes to bar, or pull-ups for the scale teams. This is 2 people working at a time in any combination you want. All right. So male, 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 female, 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 male, 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 female. It doesn't matter the combinations. You can split them up however. There's no minimum work required. The 2 men can do it all. The 2 female can do it all. Whatever. This is a good time to point out that this year we're going to have 2 different bar heights. One for short people, one for regular people. There will not be a tall person bar. I don't care which bar they use, but they have to be on the same bar. They can go back and forth from one bar to the other if they want, as different pairs switch out. But when they're working, they're on the same bar. Once they're done with that, they will go to the worm deadlifts. What I need you guys to understand on this is it's almost impossible to stand all the way up with this because you have this giant thing in your crotch area. So you are going to naturally have a little bit of a bend in your hips. We'll allow a little bit of a bend in the hips. I'm going to ask you guys to do that. But we are looking for the locked out knees and we're looking for those shoulders to get back behind the worm. We will go over that movement in person because that's a hard one to judge, and we're going to try to stay as uniform as possible on that. The box jump overs, the way that works for the RX athletes is they will have one partner complete 10 at a time while the other team members hold the worm on their shoulder. So they'll clean it up. One will leave and go through the box jump overs while one comes back, and then one will leave, one will come back until they get all 40 done. They cannot split that up however they want. They can go in any order they want, but one person has to do 10, second person 10, third person 10, fourth person 10. Once that's done, the three people can drop the worm and they can cross the finish line. For the box jump overs, if you jump onto the box, you must step off the box. You cannot jump off of the box, and that's a safety reason. If you jump clear over the box, that's fine. The box height will be the same for the men and the female. It'll be 24 inches for the RX athletes. For the scaled athletes, they will not be holding the worm. They will just complete 10 consecutive. Again, very important. One athlete goes, they can go to the finish line. Second athlete goes, they can go to the finish line. Third, fourth. Box jump overs at the 20 inch with the same standards as for the jump over as the RX.
One of the questions in the chat is, can shorter athletes get assistance getting up to the bar, partner boost?
So we're gonna have the mats again. We're gonna have nicer mats than we had last year because those were kind of dinky. The 6-inch mats, the lifting mats. They can do the cheerleader lift. They can do whatever they want to get up. Okay, going on to Sunday. So if you're not going to be here Sunday, you can leave and thank you. And I'm sorry, and I appreciate you. Sunday, this workout is not as complicated as it looks. Okay, so the way that this clock will run, let's just talk about the clock first. It'll be 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. 2 minutes on, 3 minutes of work. But again, as discussed, it will be a 2 minute clock with 1 minute of rest because we can't change that all of a sudden for a 3 minute round. So it is the athlete's responsibility, the MC's responsibility, the judge's responsibility is to make sure everyone continues to work past that beep into that 1 minute rest on the clock. The way it will go is at 3, 2, 1, the athletes will come onto the competition floor from the starting line. Male, female pair A will do 10 synchro worm burpees where one is on one side, the other one's on the other side. They do 10 burpees while the male female partner B is dead hanging from the bar, just hanging. They must be on the same bar. Okay. And then they switch. The male female goes to the bar, B goes to the worm. Once those reps are completed, then they start their AMRAP of either worm clean and jerks or worm cleans. You're counting the amount of worm clean and jerks or cleans in that remaining 2 minutes. They rest, they go back to the start line, they do it again, rest, do it again, rest. The fourth time, they have a 3 minute working period. You were going to say something?
Yeah, just a point on the dead hang. We said this to the athletes. So just to give you a heads up. Obviously, if we have a really tall person and they can't hang, we want arms extended, but we don't have to have legs extended. If they need to bend their legs, that's fine.
So
the question
Brittany,
is that a total of 5 minutes of work, the final
no,
round?
the last round is 3 minutes. 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. 3 minutes on.
I feel like you said an extra one.
No, I feel like I did it perfectly. Right. The last round is 3 minutes. Should give me a thumbs up. Good. Points of emphasis here is that clock thing. That's what we're gonna have to do. Judges, lead judges, make sure you do an extra interval because it will shut off after that. I really, really, really want you guys to emphasize the burpees need to be parallel to the worm. I do not like when people angle out I want them really very perfectly parallel to the worm. You quickly call a no rep for that. I don't care how they get from one side of the worm to the other. Again, they can step over, they can jump over however they want. If their feet hit the worm on the way over, I do not care. I just want them to do synchronized burpees, which is the burpee at the bottom. Something to know with the worm cleans and clean and jerks, they cannot stop the movement at the hip and then hinge it up. It has to be one fluid movement up, a clean. It is not a hang clean. Another important thing is for the RX teams, when they go to jerk it over, sometimes you'll see it where one athlete forgets to do it and they're stuck on the other side. If the team can coordinate it and that last person can get over, that rep is okay. So you do not need to call a no rep on that where the person gets stuck. That I do that for a safety reason. I want them to correct the positioning before they drop it. Sometimes if you call them a no rep there, someone's going to get decapitated.
So the rep counts once everybody's on the appropriate side, even if they don't get there on at the same time.
Any questions with that? Okay. Event 5 is
If someone drops off the bar, do they have to start everything again?
So the way that that's a great question. And this is something that the judges, your lead judges would go with you. It's very important how you position yourself. So the way that the floor is set up is the worm is in front of the bar. So you're going to be able to watch the worm and you'll kind of be able to see in the background that people are hanging. If someone drops, all you have to do is stop counting burpees. You could tell them, it's not hanging.
Right. Whatever burpees occur after the drop while they're down is a no rep.
As soon as they jump back up, you can start counting burpees again.
So just start saying no rep on the burpees, and you can point out like no rep, your partners are off the bar. Like
nobody should drop.
Right. Shouldn't be that long.
Okay.
But they do not need to start the count all over. Just whatever's done while they're not hanging does not count.
Any other questions? Event 5 is as complicated as it looks. Okay.
I hate event 5, guys.
So this is a nice one. And from a strategic standpoint, it's worth 150 points as opposed to the other ones that are worth 100. Each section is worth 50 points. So they can make a lot of movement here. It's going to run on a 14-minute running clock. From the first 0 to 2 minutes, the athletes will be standing by their bar. There's not going to be a starting line for this. They're going to be standing by the bar, and male-female pair A are going to complete 30 synchro hang snatches for time. The first one has to be a hang, again, so they have to deadlift it up. The synchro is at the top of the movement. If one person gets there and the other person lags behind, as soon as they're both there at the same time, that rep counts. There is a score for this 2-minute segment. So if I finish it at 1:45, that's what you're going to write down. 1:45, that's the score for that segment. If they don't finish by the 2-minute, you're going to write how many they're at by the 2-minute mark. There will then be a mandatory minute rest from 2 minutes to 3 minutes. Your MC is going to be saying rest and stop. You're going to be telling everyone to stop. At the 3-minute mark, male, female A and male, female B will go round for round for a total of 4 rounds of what you see here. 8 synchro shuttle runs, 16 2-person worm thrusters, or on the scaled worm squats. This portion of the workout will run from 3 minutes to 11 minutes. So it's like an 8-minute AMRAP. I'm sorry, 8 minutes for time. I said AMRAP for the other part, for time. If they complete this 4 rounds, God damn it, 4 rounds within the 8-minute time period, that's their score. What I want you, and your judges will go over this, what I want you to write down is the time on the clock. So don't try to do math and be like, okay, they finished at 7:30. I want you to write it, they finished at 10:30 on the clock. We'll take care of the math. For this portion of the movement, the way we're going to do the shuttle runs this year, to try to make it easier, is there is no requirement for the hands to touch. There is no requirement for the hands to touch when you cross the line. What the synchro portion is that both athletes are on the other side of the line at the same time. So down and back is 1, down and back is 2. They will do that 8 times, complete their 16 worm thrusters or squats, and then male female B will go. Then male female A will go, and then male female B will go. 4 rounds. At the 11-minute mark, and we'll break this down. At the 11-minute mark, there'll be another minute rest, and we'll go back and do what we did at the beginning, which is from 12 minutes to 14 minutes, which is a 2-minute time period. The other male female partner will complete 30 synchro hang snatches for time. Let's just let that digest for a second. Okay, so there's 3 separate workouts here for time. Did she have a question specifically?
No, she's
Okay.
Kathleen is also laughing at you.
Okay, very good. We will go over this again and again and again. You'll see it. It's not as bad because it's really just 3 workouts. And the first one and this last one are extremely easy
And the
to
same.
understand. The same. And you just kind of have to be quick with that synchro judging. My points of emphasis here, and I'll read it again just to reinforce it. Score will be the time the reps are completed or the time cap plus the remaining reps. So you just have to write out where they got to, and we'll take care of the rest. It goes on a running head clock. Our MCs are professionals, our head judges, they'll be ready to kind of be like, time, and everyone's going to be saying at 2 minutes time. Covered that. I covered that. I covered that. Again, with the shuttle run, they do not need to touch the floor. I'm just looking for both feet to be over on one side of the line, and then they can go. I'm trying to see if that creates a better fluid. It worked well when I tested it. Okay, questions on that? It's
Almost done with teams, guys.
not as bad as it sounds. This next one's very simple.
This is just for the top 10 teams in each division.
It's a relay style. Male goes, female goes, male goes, female goes, if they can get there in 9 minutes. Your first male goes, he has to complete the work that you see written here. Then the female goes, has to complete the work. The male goes, has to complete the work. Female goes, has to complete the work. Once each partner's team member's done, they can cross their finish line. The workout's done when the last member crosses the finish line.
One person working at a time. Simple.
Okay. The sandbag carries do not need to be unbroken. They could drop it at any time if they want. They just pick up and go. These athletes are responsible for resetting their own calories on the rower. I'll let them know that. Also, a very important thing is I want you guys to kind of cheat on watching the sandbag carry. So as they're going for their last sandbag carry, I want you to be kind of ready to turn and look at the next athletes. I don't want you to have to be like right at that line staring at it. Like I kind of want you guys to give a little bit of grace on that.
Because they are going to be, so just where they're dropping the sandbag carries is the opposite end of the floor.
We fixed that. Down, back, down.
Oh, yeah.
Back. Right?
Yep, you're right. Never mind.
Okay.
But it's still there where they're doing the sandbag carries is going to be like the middle of the floor.
Right.
And the toes to bars at the back of the floor. So again, just position yourself that if that next athlete jumps up, as soon as that sandbag is dropped, that you're ready to go.
And truthfully and honestly, I don't need you guys to follow them from one end to the other. You can kind of eyeball it. We'll have eyes all over the place. If I was to give a little bit of slack, it's going to be on the far end of the floor when they're crossing the line. If I were to give slack. Okay, that's the end of team.
Any questions on teams before we move on? You guys are amazing. I appreciate you hanging in there.
Buddy.
Sam's dying, but I promise the pairs is going to go much faster. Pairs is, I'm promising. I'm making a promise. Don't make me a liar.
This workout is a traditional 21,
This is just Sunday. So pairs are only working on Sundays.
21, 15, 9 style workout. 9 minutes. The athletes can ski. I'm sorry. The athletes do the synchro chest to bars for the RX, and the scaled will do pull-ups, but they don't have to do anything synchronized. They can split those movements up as desired. One person working at a time for scaled, 2 synchronized people for RX. You see that the distinction is important. And then they will proceed to the skierg, where they will both RX and scale split as desired, 1 skierg. And then there's 1 sandbag on the floor for each pair. The sandbag will be carried down. They will then complete 21 sandbag cleans, split as they desired, 1, 1, 2, 2, however they want, and then they will walk back. They can split the bear hug, which would be not a great idea. One person should just walk it back, but they can split that as well. And then it goes the same thing, 15s, 9s, My points of emphasis on this one is that the understanding that the scaled athletes do not do any sort of synchronized movements here. That's to help people that just don't have pull-ups. Um, I think that's pretty straightforward because the standards we went over already on the sandbag clean. I'm not going to go over chest to bar and pull-up standards. You could read them if you're unfamiliar with that. Uh, all day long, athletes are responsible for resetting their rower or skier. This workout is what traditionally people program for a lifting workout I didn't want to do for the other ones, and you're going to hate me for it, but this is easy, okay? 3 rep max, 0 to 4 minutes max overhead squat, and then 4 to 8 minutes max front squat. Um, there are some things I do want to be clear about, and that's really kind of more about the logistics of how I want you to judge it. You must complete the entirety of the lift before the man, we lost a lot of people. Before the time is up. So you cannot start it and be like, well, I started it because some competitions do that. Nope. When that 4 minute hits, if you're still working, your rep is over. Athlete B cannot do any warm up sets while your first athlete A is working. Um, the athlete, if the overhead squats decides to drop it on the back, and then maybe they think they can go and jerk it back up and do more, that doesn't count either. They have to stay in the overhead position the whole time. Something I do want to be very clear about, though. Okay, and it's weird, but let's just be clear. Um, if they don't hit depth on the overhead squat or the front squat, you are going to call a no rep. But the athlete's going to know, and they should know, and if they don't, it's their own fault because I'm going to tell them. They don't have to drop the bar at that point. If they stand up and you said no rep on the third one, they can go down and do a fourth one and complete it. They do not need to start over because depth is not hit.
So just making that clear, if they do 2 good reps and the third rep is not to depth, as long as they stand it back up
And start the rep over.
and do not leave
Stay
either
here
their
or
overhead
stay
or
here.
front rack position, they can continue to get that third rep.
Okay, for
Or yeah, for both,
First, when I
front
say.
squat or overhead.
So that's kind of what I got for that. That's really, other than that's pretty
Almost done, guys.
almost there. This workout is similar to other ones we've seen in the past. The movement, so the one thing you need to understand on this is, and I didn't really emphasize it on my sheet, but I will later, is that there's variations of this workout. So RX and scaled are different because the movements are different. And men and female have different quantity of reps with the worm. So you'll see that 20-15, that's male and female reps. Um, it starts as 3 sections of it. They start with the clean and jerks or the deadlifts, then they go into their synchro burpees over the worm and their 5 shuttle runs. And then the movement changes for the worm, everything else stays the same. Then the movement changes for the worm again, everything else stays the same. It's a 12-minute long workout.
Just keep in mind too, there, like I said, the different variations. So for RX, they're doing 3 different worm movements. They're going from a clean and jerk to a squat to a deadlift. For scaled, they're doing deadlift, squat, deadlift. So they are starting and ending with the deadlift. It is same sex pairs, just a reminder to make that extra clear as well. So for example, the RX male pairs are doing 20 of this movement. The RX female pairs are doing 15, and then the same thing with the scaled.
An important thing to note is I said before with the cleans and the clean and jerks that they can't get it up to their hip and then go from there. For the squats, they actually can do that because getting it up to their shoulder is not part of the movement. The movement doesn't start until the worm's on their shoulder. So, however these, and it's going to be the scaled female, have to get this worm onto their shoulder because it's heavy at 150 pounds, that we're going to give some grace to.
This is going to be very, very hard for the scaled female.
Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's the same piece of equipment that the RX men have
Right.
to use, so you have to be creative with the programming. All day long, just to tell you this, I'm not sure if I told you this, all day long, if the worm leaves the lane, the reps won't be counted. If the athletes are not in the lane, the reps won't be counted. So it's their responsibility to make sure that they are in the center of the lane working. If their feet, if they're stepping over, you can call a no rep because that is a safety issue. On the other workouts, they're going to have time to reposition their worm, and I'm going to remind them to do that.
These worms are not the rogue worms. We use compete force worms. They don't fall to the ground and just stop. They fall to the ground and they roll.
So I'm going to advise them to, to follow it
Right.
down, but it's their responsibility to keep their equipment in their lane. I talked about the burpees. It's the same standard for the burpees. So I'm going to go on to the last workout. I'm sure you're all dying.
We
Um,
appreciate you guys hanging with us.
I know. It's
A lot.
we do the best we can. This last workout is just a chipper. It's 12 minutes. The athletes, the things that I want to tell you about. So they go through these 5 movements. Um, the athletes, for your sake, are required all day long in the first workout and this workout is they cannot leave their partner until all the work's done. So this is important for the first workout as well, because that makes it easier. So they can't get ahead of you and start like getting ready to do work. They have to move together. They cannot move to the next station because you won't be able to see them. They can switch whenever they want in this. They can go one for one. They can do all of the work. They can switch whenever they want. Um, my other points of emphasis here, I already talked about the box jump overs, that if you jump on the box, you have to step off the box. You can jump clearly over it. With the barbell hang clean and jerks, again, make sure they don't power clean the first one up. Quickly call a no rep there. They can go right into the second one, but that first one doesn't count. And also, I'm letting them know that there's a 10 rep penalty if they drop the dumbbells from overhead. You can just go ahead and add 10 more reps to their workout.
Right. So basically, we're not adding 10 reps to a score. They have to actually do another 10 reps
It won't
of,
happen. We're going to put the
right.
fear of God in them.
But they will have to do another 10 reps. So if they're at, if they have to do what is it, 50, they have to do a total of 60.
Anywhere where they're following it down, they kind of drop it. That's fine. These floors are fine. But anywhere from overhead, just go ahead and make them do 10 more reps.
Yep, that's a safety issue and we don't mess with that.
Any questions?
I know it was a lot, guys. The rule books are also a lot. I understand that. They're really, really, really
A
long.
lot for a reason.
Can you do ping pong wall balls? Do you
Yes.
mean like, is that like passing
Yep.
off midair?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You can. I just don't see the reward in doing it because there's more chance for error. But people have asked that, and I have said yes.
Yes.
As long as the standards are met.
Yep. And Karen, I'm gonna send out the recorded video. So if you do want to go back and see anything, that's totally fine. Any other questions? You guys can feel free to chime in, turn off your microphones if you want, or send it in the chat. But otherwise, we are good to go. I'm going to email out the slides, the links. I can even send you guys the links to these workouts or where the website is. And then yes, Kathleen, I'm going to send out the schedule tonight as well. So as soon as we wrap this up, I'm going to put all that together and send it to you guys. The schedule, like I said, kind of look at your schedule, write down a timetable of where you guys are supposed to be. And then any errors, if I have you double booked or anything, just email me and let me know. Otherwise, we will see you guys hopefully Friday night to check in. If not, then Saturday or Sunday morning, whenever you guys come. We appreciate you guys so much. I know this is a lot, but it really means a lot to us that you guys take the time and that you care to come on here.
Thank you.
A weeknight. We will hang back in case there's any questions, but you guys are free to go. Email us or text us. Like I said, any last minute changes to your availability, any emergencies or anything changes, just shoot us a text. That's the best way to get in touch with us after Thursday. And I did send you our phone numbers on that last email, so you please feel free to use them. I'm going to hang out, but you guys are good to go. So if you need me, you guys can chime in. I'll keep an eye on the chat until everybody's gone. Thank you. Hold on. Haley, I'm gonna give you a call if that's okay when we're done. You're muted, so I'm just gonna call you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Bye.